Hello, everybody. It is October 8th, about 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to do a quick run through of the plays that I did this week. There wasn't a lot on the watch list, so I'm going to go through all of my alerts. We call them LOLs, live opportunities for learning, because we don't want people just chasing alerts. It's more for learning opportunities. And if you want to make the trade your own, great, go for it. So here, let's start with it. Merck, they had news. This was a second day play. I was looking for a pullback to this point of control area, 82 at 82.50. We got it. We got about $1 pop out of it, but it just couldn't get back up. So this was about a wash play. It just never got the power to get up and over. Now GM, this one, great run into for earnings, but to be honest with you, I missed it. I missed this move. Nice 4-point move. Frustrated with myself on it, but this was a great play. I just missed it. Now Tesla, this one I was playing for this breakdown rate. I mean, for this break area to hold, but it actually broke down. Now, right here you can see I said, hey, playing Tesla at this level. If it cracks, I'm going to play around the 81. It came into the 81 and it decided to go, and so still got a win. Took a quick loser here. It was a great risk reward shot. Missed it. Got this 81, and so that one became a winner. Now Adobe, easy win here. If you like trying to catch bottoms, like Adobe for a vertical put spread, for a bounce, etc. Next couple days. RSI was at 20, and the 200 is just right underneath this. So I really like this bounce play. Obviously, easy winner there. Google, I actually started in on shares here. I played Google a lot this week. I recycled, which means I sold into pops, bought on dips. Great wins on Google. This one's actually there's a guy in our room called Larry, and he said, hey, I like a put credit spread here. I really like that play too. It's similar to the Adobe, the Google buy, right? I think the Qs are going to go up. If I didn't, I wouldn't be buying Google and Adobe. So I went with him on those as well. Nice win. GoGo was filled right. You can see this VP line. See this point of control? And I was looking for a bounce back to this level. The way I play these is I'll sell half into this level, and I'll put the rest at about break even. Obviously, I got $1 out of about half of it, and then the other one stopped me out about break even. So that one was a win. Now V, this one was great. You could see, these lines weren't here. These candlesticks weren't here. You can see it was setting up for a little inverted head and shoulders right off this 200 SMA. And so however you wanted to play it, call, spread, great win. Now Zine, this one actually came out with the offering. I think it was $29.50, and after hours, it actually ran up really high. And so I just put in there, hey, strong offering play, see if you can get in. You always want to get in as close as you can to the offering price, right? And if you did that, you're sitting pretty right now. I'm actually still holding some of this. I think it's now in an hourly squeeze, and I'm hoping that it fires to the long side. Again, I've taken profits, but I'm still holding a piece, looking for a squeeze to the long side. Now, this was another alert. LOL, again, stands for live opportunity for learning. A friend of mine that I trade with, he actually said HUD. He liked HUD a lot. And I went and I looked at it, and I liked it a lot as well. But I also did BTBT. So BTBT alerted for more of a lotto style, and then HUD. The chart's just a cleaner chart, and it's a better company, right? So if you wanted to, whichever one you wanted to play, for me, I played both. They both worked great. Gapped up the next morning, big time, took profits, big winner there. Now, VYGR, I was playing this one pre-market. I'm longing this for now. I was buying it here on this flag, breaking up to this, for me, what I call the double top break. Went up, and I sold at, you can't see it here. It's 407. I have to change that pick out here. But I sold at 407. I sell when before before market opens. A lot of times this is just what happens. It sells off. Now, I think it's the next one. Let's see. I actually put in here that I was going to buy it if it broke pre-market, right? So VYGR scout play for pre-market break. So again, all you do here is put a buy stop order up here, and if it breaks, great. Sometimes they'll actually do a liquidity chase and dump on you, so it's kind of dangerous to do that. But on this one, I felt comfortable doing it, and this one just never triggered. Now, the stock has a ton of dilution, but I'm trying a buy stop order here for a break to a high of day. And you can see what happened. It actually came up and kind of consolidated a little bit, and then finally broke to high of day here. The way that I play it again, take profits at this double top area, and then see if you have room to run with the rest at break even. We actually had a nice run up, so this one turned out to be a really nice winner. AFRM. I think AFRM gets to all-time high, trapped some shorts, had news. I'll be looking for pullbacks to get long. And this one's just been a great winner all week. I've nailed this one. I don't know how many times this week. AFRM, great winner. Another alert here, Microsoft trying this from a descending triangle break. VWAP is stop loss. Again, simple chart pattern, breaking over the volume profile areas here out of this descending triangle pattern. Came back, retested, and went. Microsoft, again, we hit this one, I think, 4 times. So Microsoft was great. A few weeks ago, I said Roku needs to break 300, wash everybody out. Once it does that, then look for a bounce play. Obviously, we got it. You see how it broke down 300? What you want to do is a couple of weeks ago, I actually said, hey, short Roku from 370, ideal target's 300, right? This is what you want to have happen. Everybody stops out at 300. Look for a big volume bar, and then you get this huge bounce. Now, is it going to hold? I don't know. Nobody knows, right? So what do? I'm setting up an order right here at this 320, and literally I'm risking, a few points, because if this starts to break down, I think it's going to put in an inverted head and shoulders type play. So I'll try to get off of this to put in the right side of this shoulder right here. So again, this is a longer term play where I think we can actually bounce back up to 350 or 360, in that general range. So that one's Roku. That one was very nice. This was just an alert to say, hey, strong close today. I'm going to be swinging a few positions. I haven't been swinging because the market's just been choppy. I felt comfortable about it. And you can see each day, all of these gapped up. Why? Well, because the market was strong and the market gapped up. And so I was able to actually sold into the opens at market open for these plays. All 3 of them worked great. Tesla was a little frustrating for a while, but it worked out great. Day trade here, looking for this to get through 790 and push towards 800. I use volume profile. There's a big VP level at about 790 that had been formed. And we kept going back and forth between really 785 to 790. And you can see we were kind of pushing in here, right? Just not pushing, consolidating in here. And finally, we broke. Boom. Up we went. And I think the highest sell on these options, I think, was 1020 or 1040. So, I think it was 500% average in there for all of them combined, all the buys and sells. But this was just a great play. You can see as soon as it broke this consolidation, similar to the opening range breakout, right? Just boom, shot up with the volume, boom, 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 boom. Now you see the volume blow off, right? You always get the people chasing at the last minute. They're like, oh, let me in, and then they get dumped on, right? So you want to be in before that candle. Great play on Tesla. Now NVIDIA opening range break. This one wasn't my idea. This was another friend of mine, and I loved it. I went with it, and I sold into this pop, and then I sold into this pop here, and sold, trust stopped out the rest of them about right here. So that one worked out really, really well. Again, not my idea, but I turned it into my trade, and it worked great. Now DAX, DATS, bounce play, swing long to 11-ish, risk level gap close. There's your risk. There's your swing play. Came in. I actually was able to add to this. I actually had another piece adding down here if it came down here, but I didn't get filled on it. So I got about a 2/3 position. And again, the goal for me was about 11, and we got that. Now, there was a popular Twitter guy, I forgot what his name was, that said something about DATS to say, hey, let's squeeze it, right? That creates abnormal volume flow. I'm just talking about normal market action. 11, I think 11:30 was, yeah, it's 1135 was resistance level on the VP level. So that was my ultimate goal. I don't count on getting my followers to chase mine so I can dump on them. I'm just not that guy. I just use regular market plays. Now, AMD, you guys know I play AMD all the time. I have shares. I sell covered calls and I sell to open naked puts. Well, AMD had been rallying. There was a big line at 107. I think it was 30. Or what is it right here? 107.74, right? And then 108.44. There's some lines here, some VP lines showing some resistance. And so I sold the open covered calls at 108. I think I got $1 for them. So worst case scenario, I sell my shares at 109. I was fine with that. But instead of getting my shares taken away, I just got that $1 credit. And that just lowers my cost basis overall. Now, CEI, we hit this short on the major pullback, right? And now we're hitting it short again. It's risky to start in pre, so keep it tight. One of the things I wanted to go over here is this pop up. It actually broke pre-market high just a little bit. This is a signal for a short, guys. It's trying to trap everybody in to everybody that was buying that pre-market break bought, and they just got dumped on, right? Short that next pop, short that next pop every time. And you can see, boom, boom, boom. Beautiful play, beautiful play. Now, this one, I'm still holding this. Don't know if it's going to work or not. You do have some VP levels up here that you're going to have to get through. I'm just hoping we start to consolidate between here and this descending trend line here for a pop back up. And we're actually going to go over UPST for one of my favorite charts for next week. Now, QQQ gap fill to the downside. You can see that here, 10.8. So that was today. This green line, we were looking for it. And this doesn't include all the ones that I don't even put in chat. Off, big sell-off. I'm going to buy some. You can see off came down. The time was what, 333. So here, I'll show you. This one's kind of important as well because you always go down a little bit further than you think you're going to go. And same thing for the up, right? They were saying, hey, off selling off, that the people in the chat room, why is it selling off? Any news? So I actually looked at it. I didn't see any news. And I said, I think this is just a stop rate under 20. And so you see how it dipped right here, it came back up, but then it dipped again. So remember 333. So check out the 333 candle. It's literally the candle before the bottom, right? That's where I felt comfortable doing it. Immediately, I was up another couple dollars. Great, love it. So a dip buy there. We did Grom as well. Nailed that one. We nailed the bounce on the short-term bounce area here. Pepsi short straddle we nailed. So there wasn't a lot on the watch list, but this week was great. And I literally didn't go through and hand pick out ones. These were all the alerts that I put in, every single one of them. So I think out of all of them, I had 2 losers and one's kind of a wait and see. So great week for us. Now, let's go to favorite charts of the week. And if you guys want this document just to learn this PowerPoint, let me know. I'll get it to you because it's good to look at the charts, figure out when I was alerting and why. So apps was one that we just crushed this week. I know Cajun Cat nailed it. This is one of my favorite charts. And they kept asking me, well, why is this one of your favorite charts? Well, we've broken this downtrend, right? And we've actually crossed over this VP line. So again, look for this to set up if the market doesn't roll to continue higher. Just a real quick note on the market. Remember what I told you guys? I think we're going to set up this inverted head and shoulders here. We did exactly that. We got the bounce. What's going to determine it, guys? See this neckline? Let's see when we fill this gap, if we fill this gap, if we can hold this general area, right? Bank earnings are coming up. If they're strong, if everything's good, I think we actually are going to bounce. Now, I do have a couple friends that think that this isn't the low, that we could roll over, so be prepared for that. If the market doesn't bounce, these charts aren't going to work. I did get filled on some of the airlines from last week, like Love. Love's the one I'm playing. I got filled down here at my 53, 55 level. But again, If the market rolls, these are going to roll as well, and so will apps. But if it doesn't and it bounces, these are some of the ones that I really like. And I'll give you one to short at the end as well if it doesn't. So apps is one, and Tesla is another. Tesla, it's just squeezing on all kinds of time frames. If you can see, I don't know if you can see it if you zoom in, or I don't know if you can, but this Tesla, all these green dots are showing me, all these green checks, they're showing me that it's squeezing. So a lot of squeezes on the time frames here. We could really get a pop over 800 and really start running. So I like Tesla a lot as well. Now, as far as a short, let's say the markets roll over and it's going to be a short. Look at Amazon on the weekly. We're setting up a pretty nice head and shoulders here. Boom, 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 neckline. So this could get ugly. If the market turns ugly, we start rolling over, we start getting problems with production out of China, et cetera, et cetera. I think Amazon's being a great short. Now, if I had to pick one chart to play, one chart and one chart only, it's Google. Google's been my favorite chart since back in here, and it still is. Keep in mind, we do have gaps underneath us. We still have a little gap above us. If this comes back and hits this 2750 area, I'm going to be taking shots. I like Google long term. You can see if you look at the, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this clearly, but this blue line here, this is the 100-day moving average, right? So funds, they're going to be buying off of this. I don't think Google's going to get down here to the 200. Maybe I'm wrong. So Google is my favorite chart to be playing for next week. Look for that gap fill and look for the market to bounce. All right, guys. Again, hit me up if you want these slides so that you'll understand when to buy and why.